I'm out again. I seem to be getting out once a week at the moment. It's really good. I've just made my way up in the car to a body of water that's quite high up in the hills near where I live, about 25 minutes drive away. And I'm going to do a little bit of a wild camp at the water's edge here. I bought my Scarp 1 tent, which I've reviewed in a previous video, but I'll get that up now. There's a little bit of a wind across the little tarn here, and so I want to be careful my placement of it, but the sort of undulations of the ground really dictate just that it will only really pitch one way. So I hope I've got it private enough. It's quite a well walked path around here, but I think I've got myself down a little slope away from most people. But if I moved on, I moved on. And yeah, so I'll get that set up. I've got a simple meal tonight, but very much looking forward to sleeping out again. It's not too bad for wind noise. I'm right at the water's edge here. I've set the tent a little bit so that my feet are into wind, so that the tent's protected, but also that it's a little bit canted off so that when I wake up I can look out over this tarn here. I've got my tent set up. It's a Scarp one. Inside that I've got my Neo X-Therm sleeping mat. I bought my Robin's sleeping bag. It's a down sleeping bag, goes down to -6, and my Trekology pillow. My rucksack, which is the 70-litre Osprey, fits comfortably by my side in there. It's just fantastic. Bought with me to eat tonight just a freeze-dried meal, one of the real Termat meals supplied to me at a really good discount, thank you very much, from Base Camp Food, and I'm going to try the reindeer stew tonight. I've got a sort of a plastic bag that's got a lot of tea and coffee in it and so on. I'm going to make a cup of tea very soon because I'm actually quite cold now. You see, I've got my puffer jacket on. And yeah, so I've got some soup, got some hot chocolate. I don't think I'll need all I bought, and I bought some rice pudding to have as my pudding. So yeah, I'm going to get some water onto the boil now, and yeah, looking forward to a hot drink actually. Switched over to my little lapel sort of microphone thing because there's quite a prevailing wind here. Just gonna set up the little fire trough mini, because I've just brought a Trangia burner with me tonight because I'm just doing sort of freeze-dried meals, and that'll be all I need. Yes, going difficult to tell sometimes. The built-up walls of that Mini really do make a good windbreak. There's none of the flames sort of escaping, it's just going straight to the pot. It never ceases to amaze me, this little Mini. It really does pack a punch. That's just boiled in no time, and with quite a prevailing wind as well, so that didn't affect it. Well, it really is just ideal here. I was going to go up to one of the hills above the dale here, a place called Buckton Pike, but I had a lot of stuff to be getting on with till about 5:30 at home, and it was about a half-hour drive, and then when I put the route in View Ranger, it said it was a 2-hour hike to the top of the hill, so I'd have had no time to get the tent pitched before it was dark. So it's much more enjoyable to come to this tarn here and watch what there is of a sunset. Don't know, a little bit of a gap in the clouds, but I'm surrounded by these incredible hills, and I love being near water, which is good as well. Talking water, I'm not sure whether I brought enough with me, so it's really good that we got the tarn here, because I've got my water filter with me just in case. This is a great cup of tea. Whoa. And so I've got some more water on the boil now for my reindeer stew, which will be a first. And yeah, I'm looking forward to it. It's getting quite cold. I bought some gloves with me. One of the other things I've got in my tent is a little dry bag with just some merino wool long johns atop and some down gloves, and so I'll probably be putting those on later. But yeah, can't complain about this. I'm quite interested to see how the Scarp one, the Tarptent, performs tonight. I know I'm slurping. I try to hardly slurp because this radio mic really picks it up, but I must show you this view here. I'll turn the camera around. It's just stunning. There we go. The fill line's actually on the outside of the little envelope packet, so I just have to judge. Stir. That's it. Just a little bit of gas. And in it goes. My bag cozy. Well, that takes about another sort of 6 or so minutes to fully rehydrate, and sort of everything's got to soften up in there. Isn't this just great? In fact, I was just going to mention, I really hope you enjoyed these videos. I said a couple of videos ago when I was in my friend's woods that the sort of reason why I did it, you know, I love the creativity and so on, and I also said that you know, it was nice to people that don't necessarily do this sort of thing to just sort of get a sort of sense of relaxation or some sort of something out of the videos. And I got an email recently from a work colleague. Obviously I won't name him, but we've all been through quite a stressful period at the moment, and he was just talking about the fact that you know, he'd had some really serious health issues, and consequently really a relationship breakdown and so on, and he was occasionally feeling, you know, just a little bit lonely and so on, and wondered how he could sort of you know, just sort of enjoy his own space and his own company. And he sort of said, your videos have done it for me. He said, Rich, I know you've got kids and, you know, you're a happily married bloke and so on, but there's just something that you really enjoy your own company as well, and it's absolutely true. And I think it's just important to have something to do that you love. You know, I do adore my family, but I also really enjoy my own company. And these little sort of camping expeditions, I don't get bored. I don't get, I don't start sort of twiddling my thumbs, wondering what to do. I just thoroughly enjoy the outdoors, the space, and just being alone to sort of gather my thoughts. And it was really nice to get that email. And I don't know particularly well. We have a bit of banter on a sort of there's a sort of company forum, but yeah, it just sort of showed that you know, and I believe that he's now doing stuff. You know, he started sailing and doing things like that. Just realising, you know, got to get up, got to get on with life and enjoy these things. So good on you. Thank you for sending me that email. I hope you enjoyed the one I sent you back with a few little choice words, but nice choice words. But yeah, that's good to get a little bit of feedback from the videos. Well, I've heard that the real Tarptent meals are kind of the Rolls Royce of freeze-dried camping meals, so, well, they should be at that price. So let's have a look at this reindeer stew. Well, yeah, it's a mush. But it's got some great big chunks of what I presume is reindeer in there. Lots of nice big chunks of it. I don't know how they do it, it's just so clever. Time to give it a go. It just, let's see what it tastes like. I'll show you it, but don't be put off. Let's give it a go. Wow. What's unusual about that, and unusually good, is that in that spoonful I could taste a number of different things. I know I got some potato, I know I got some reindeer, which was delicious, and I got some sweet corn, and I knew I got a carrot. So in that little spoonful I could taste 4 different bits of the stew. And that's really something for a freeze-dried meal. That's really good. They're a couple of quid more than, for instance, your sort of Sea to Summit or Summit to Eat, which isn't my favourite. But that's money well spent in my opinion. So there you go. Real Tarptent. And there's a ton of different flavours. They do desserts as well. I had one which was the pulled pork, and that was fantastic. And I suggest you get them from Base Camp Food. Really good company, really friendly, and a very, very quick delivery. I think it was free delivery on a certain amount. So thanks, Base Camp Food. That's delicious, and loads of it as well. Sorry, Rudolph. Well, I really couldn't fault that. Reindeer stew was just fantastic. I'm just gonna walk that off a little bit actually. It's still, you know, it's about 8:30. Don't feel like going to bed quite yet. Such a lovely evening. That wind's died down. I was getting a little bit, not worried, but I just didn't want to have the noise of the wind battering the tent in the night. So yeah, just take a little walk for a few minutes and come back and try my rice pudding. I used to fly them, coming to check on me. I've been having loads and loads of fun with my SLR camera. It's much later now, it's 10:30. I hope you enjoy these. Let's see what you think. Well, I'm in the tent now, and it's just been a great evening. I hope those photos came out okay that you've just seen. I've yeah, don't need a coat in here so far. I'm going to use it on top of my pillow for a bit of extra comfort. And yeah, I'm just sitting on top of my sleeping bag at the moment, nice and warm. So I'm probably just going to listen to podcast or something like that, read my book, and I'll come back to you in the morning. Well, good morning everyone. can't complain about that. Fantastic night, really comfortable, really warm. Woke up for the first time at about 6, which, considering it's getting light very early now, was really good. So yeah, I sort of watched something I downloaded on my phone and turned the light out about, I don't know, 11, and yeah, really good night's sleep. So I've got my quite a big pot of water on to boil at the moment, because I'm going to have a cup of tea, and also like preparation for filming. I've got this. It's not really a breakfast, but buttermilk biscuits with gravy and pork sausage freeze dried, and that's from Adventure Meals. God knows what I'm putting in my body these last 2 meals, but there's a picture of a helicopter on it and some people free falling out of the helicopter, and mountain bikers, and someone paddleboarding down a river. So yeah, I think it's made for me. Best by July 2050. Good. So I'm looking forward to that. Some pretty interesting clouds on the horizon. Some rain forecast today. It did rain a bit in the night, but yeah, it wasn't. Yeah, nothing to write home about. And the other thing I wanted to test was the ventilation on the Scarp 1. Not even a trace of condensation on the inside of the inner, which is something that one of my pet hates. I really don't like that. I don't like having that sort of film on top of my sleeping bag. So yeah, good night's sleep, and I'll get on with my breakfast. Well, I was boiling a lot of water there because I needed it for my coffee and my dehydrated meal here, so I used the time to take down the camp, and so I'm all packed up and ready to go. And yeah, a bit of biscuits and gravy. I won't show you, I've turned it into a bit of a soup. Mind you, it's supposed to be biscuits and gravy, isn't it? So I will show you. There you go. There's the biscuits and that's the gravy. That's really nice. They've got, I suppose, have a little bit of a crunch to them. That's really, really good. And the sausage is great. I was a bit wondering whether this would be suitable for a breakfast, but it's sausages and it's delicious. Right. Got my cup of coffee. is good. I've just been flying my drone, which funny, get more nervous flying that than I do I don't get nervous flying a real aeroplane, but it's one of these drones that hasn't got any sort of collision avoidance on it, so I have to be extra careful, especially when I'm doing a bit of tough low flying with it. But I hope those came out okay. You'd have seen them by now. Yeah, so I'll get on with this. I packed up my camp, but it's been a really good evening and morning, and yeah, I hope you enjoyed watching this video. It was a pleasure making it, and really great to see you all, and I very much look forward to seeing you again.